Hello, cinegoers.com. It's a pleasure to talk to you through your website, and I look forward to interacting with on a more regular basis during the course of this film. Doing ad films, we work to kind of exacting standards. You're forced to tell a story in 30 seconds. So the discipline of telling a story in a no nonsensical way, like there is nothing that needs to stay on the edit if it is not required. We come from that school. Um, so when an ad filmmaker makes a film, you can rest assured that there is going to be no lag in the film. People are not going to come out of the theater saying, wish they had edited 15 minutes of the film, it could have been better. You're going to see a tightly edited, cogently narrated, um, without any unnecessary deviations, a narrative that holds itself together. You're going to see a film like that, and that's what I think I would bring to the table. Yes, ad films, we usually focus on a lot of um, making it very visually appealing, and this film therefore will be a visual treat to watch. I have Balasubramaniam working on the cinematography, and overall, if you see the film, it is going to be a quite a visual treat, shot in India, Malaysia, and Chennai, and Hyderabad. Predominant shooting has been in India, has been done in Hyderabad, while abroad predominantly it has been shot in the US. And we have had certain sequences shot in Chennai for the Tamil version, and certain sequences shot in Malaysia to match our US. I'm basically started as a writer in the advertising industry. I was writer for 8 years before I took up ad films. I have been making ad films for 25 years now with PC Sriram cinematographer. He and I set up a ad film production house called JS Films. We've practically done ad films for every major brand in the country. We've done films for some brands outside the country. So we've had a fair share of success, experience, doing almost about 500 ad films so far for brands across the country. People came to us essentially for our visual appeal that we brought with PC Sriram's photography, and very strong narration style that I brought to the table. So coming from that background, you will see in this film a very strong narration style, where script is predominantly important. What we have in this film is a very strong script. Though it's a romantic film, though it's an entertainer, though it's full of nice moments, chemistry, lightheartedness, romance, etc. There is, below all that, fundamentally there is a very strong script, and a script that I co-wrote with writer Subha, and took us almost 2 years to do the script, because it went through various revisions before we finally accepted that this form works for us. And it is with that script that I started shooting the film after completely finishing it end to end, and where we had no doubts about where the film is going or any changes to it. So with a tight bound script, we went into production. When we started, we said we will shoot for 105 days. Today is the 106th day. We shot 1 day extra, but we've wrapped the film today. So to that extent, we have been exactly as per our plan. And coming from that film background, that is one more thing that I would say, that to us, a film means extensive planning, and go through every minute detail before we actually go on to the shoot. So that's how we approach this film. Within 5 years of starting ad films, I wanted to make a feature film, but my track shifted to technology in terms of we brought Avid editing systems. We introduced Avid editing systems into the country, changing the film industry completely from cutting and sticking film to computer-based editing. It revolutionized the way we worked. We introduced 6-track surround sound into the country, digital surround sound with DTS, so which really enhanced the cinema viewing experience for a common man, where he suddenly started appreciating sound like he has never appreciated before. Then we introduced the digital cinema technology, a technology that we developed right here in India, and today which is being used in more than 28 countries. So starting a technology company and getting into technology and making people use technology for enhancing the way filmmaking is done took away a good 15 years before I could really start thinking about making a film. About 2 years ago, I made a film, a Carnatic movie as a concert film with Margari Ragam. It was a film with Bombay Jayashree and T.M. Krishna, a full-fledged classical music concert, treated like a film which can be seen in the theatres. Brought terrific response both in India and abroad, where even non-classical music listeners suddenly started enjoying classical music, because it was the first time Carnatic music was heard in surround sound. First time movie was shot with 7 red cameras digitally and post-produced completely on 4K and produced into presented in the theaters. It is at that time that really I said it's time that I made a real feature film, and I was looking for a thought that would okay, all said and done, we are here to entertain. We are here to appeal to, starting from the main youngsters to the family audiences. We have to have a very, very entertaining film. I personally was not in favor of violence. I think there are too many films using violence without any thought. That today, if we see violence on the road, today, if we see people doing meaningless killing, I feel that somewhere along the line we are also responsible. Seeing too much of violence really makes us numb to it, makes us think it's all right. So I was looking for something that can make people think a little bit, something that can make people more sensitive to the world around us, something that will make us reevaluate our lives. But at the same time, don't make it heavy, don't make it serious, nothing. It is, whatever I wanted to say is something that you will realize only when you leave the theaters, not when you're watching the film, because when you're watching the film, you're completely taken up by the story, you're completely taken up by the songs, the entertainment, the love, the romance, all the things. It's all in the packaging. So you will be completely taken up by that you really don't think there is anything more to it than that. But when you leave the theater and when you reach back home, I'm sure that there is something there that will make you think for a minute. Certainly, yes. I think somewhere along the line, whatever you create, when you make a film, before you make a film, there is nothing there. Before you write the script, those characters are not there. Before you really actually make the film, these were just your thoughts. So these can't come from nowhere. It has to come from within you, and therefore it has to stem from your beliefs, from your values, from your experiences, from the way you think, etc. Probably when people see this film, they might think I'm the most romantic person you can think of. But beyond that romance and all that, there is something there which has my beliefs in it, and some things that I nurture, some things I cherish, some things I value, and those things will be there in the film. We had a thought and we created characters, and we took our time to create the characters so that they are real, and then the characters drove the script. So it's not like we wrote a scene just because we wanted a certain impact, or write it because it'll produce a certain laugh or a certain response from the audience. Whatever the scenes are in the film are what these characters will really do. So the characters wrote the script and not us, and that takes time because you are becoming familiar with these characters, you are letting these characters interact, and these characters evolve, and with it evolves the script. And then there is revisions you do, because what was said and done, you might have a story, you might have a, everything there, but there is a narration format that makes it interesting. So then you start working on the narration format and juggling with things till you find that you have arrived at um, a form that keeps the interest alive all the way.